In this video, I'm going to be unlocking the Platinum Trophy in Atomfall. Set in post-apocalyptic Britain, we'll have to survive and uncover the mysteries of a nuclear disaster, which isn't gonna be easy. The world's crawling with tyrannical soldiers, creepy cults, and radioactive zombies. And because I like to suffer, I'm going to be playing it on Veteran, the hardest difficulty in the game. The game kicks off with us waking up in a mysterious bunker, where we stumble across a scientist who's bleeding out everywhere. After patching him up, he hands over his keycard and tells us our main objective: find something called the interchange and get the hell out. After dealing with the first few enemies,
oh, there goes your neck, buddy.
We escape the bunker and make it to Slattendale. And just as we're admiring the scenery, the phone rings.
Okay. Well, that's not creepy at all.
After poking around the starting area, I found myself a nice little 12-gauge shotgun, which I proceeded to test out on the locals. From there, we headed to a camp and met Molly Jewett, one of the several traders that we can barter with. More importantly, she pointed us straight towards the interchange. Using the keycard from our scientist friend, who is most definitely bled out by now, we were able to open it up.
Hey, first trophy. The interchange. Unlock the interchange. Hell yeah.
Once inside, we got another call from the telemarketer telling us that the interchange is the key to everything and that we need to power it up. And thanks to the atomic battery that was conveniently lying on the floor, we were able to do this.
Hey, we got power. Never mind.
To fully power up the interchange, we need to get all 4 data stores, A, B, C, and D, online. And each of these requires an atomic battery. I remember seeing that Molly the trader actually had one of these on offer, so we decided to go back to her and trade for it.
Holy shit, how expensive is this thing?
It turns out I didn't have the funds for the battery, but I was able to afford a metal detector, which netted me a trophy.
I'll make that deal. Hey, detectorist. Pick up the metal detector.
We can use this metal detector to dig up lunchboxes and loot caches, and we need to get a handful of both of these to get these 2 trophies here. But in the meantime, I decided to check out a nearby bunker where we ran into these guys.
Oh fuck! Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god, what have I walked into?
Now, whilst I try to escape from these nuclear zombies, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the sponsor of today's video, Atomfall. Made by the same team behind Sniper Elite, yes, the game where you can shoot Hitler's singular nut, Atomfall tests your survival and detective skills as you uncover the mysteries of the 1962 Windscale nuclear disaster. And most excitingly, they have recently dropped their second DLC expansion, Red Strain, which opens up an entire new region for you to explore. Here you'll find new quests, enemies, and weapons, which even includes a flamethrower. This story expansion really does have something for everyone. And don't you worry, I'll be 100%ing the DLC later in this video. Something I personally love about Atomfall is the freedom that the game gives to players. You get to pick and choose what leads you want to follow, allowing you to progress the storyline in multiple different ways. And also, you can literally kill anyone you want. So hypothetically, if you wanted to torch Molly with a flamethrower, you could. Hypothetically, of course. By the way, a quality of life update for Atomfall went live after I had filmed this video. It includes fast travel, new weapons, and more. You can pick up both the Atomfall Complete Edition as well as the Red Strain story expansion by using my custom links below in the pinned comments and description. And the best part is that they are available on all platforms, so make sure you check it out today. After barely escaping the mob of the dead, I promptly pushed on to the next area in the game, Wyndham Village.
Oh, let's see if these blokes are still pissed off at me. Okay, they're still pissed off at me. Great. Oh my god.
Now, you may be wondering, why would these guys still be pissed off at me? Well, funny story actually. Right before I checked out the interchange, I actually stumbled into Wyndham Village, where I was welcomed in with open arms. I was told that the captain happily invites strangers in and lets them check out the town, so that's exactly what I did. And if you can ignore the 200 armed guards and walking death robots, the village is actually quite peaceful. Well, that is the case base until you accidentally walk somewhere where you're not supposed to, which causes all 7,000 soldiers from the military to be on your ass. And if you pair that with the fact that we're playing on the veteran difficulty, escaping this newly found predicament was quite a struggle.
Jesus Christ.
I somehow managed to get out, but as you now know, these blokes clearly hold grudges, so I was forced to reload to an old save where I wasn't public enemy number 1. Now that I can freely enter Wyndham Village without the fear of public execution, I was able to meet up with the leader of the military here, Captain Sims. He is one of the 6 main characters in Atomfall who have their own designated endings, and to get the platinum, we need to unlock all 6. Typically, this would take 6 different runs, but by strategically making saves and ensuring that we complete everyone's quest line, we are actually able to achieve each ending in a singular playthrough. For Captain Sims here, we need to help him maintain his martial law style governing by investigating suspicious activity in the village. And this wasn't hard to do, as next door in the church, we walked in on the vicar standing over a recently murdered body. And as far as crimes committed by priests go, murder's kinda not that bad. Now, was he guilty? No, he actually wasn't. The murderer ended up being this creepy shop owner named Morris. But at the time, I didn't know that, and I didn't care. So without hesitation, I dobbed the vicar into the captain to gain his favor. Because of this, we were given an all-access pass to Skethamore, a region completely packed with protocol military bases and soldiers. Captain Sims then sent us to the prison to investigate our second key character, Dr. Garrow, a scientist who somehow managed to bypass the entire military security. And while we were in here, we decided to check in on the good old vicar.
Oh shit. R.I.P. bro.
After interrogating Dr. Garrow, she wanted us to track down her device, the signal redirector, and break her out of prison. But remember, to get every ending in a single run, I need to follow a very specific order. And one of those steps is making sure that the doctor here rots in jail for a little longer. Still, that didn't stop me from grabbing the signal redirector on the way out.
Hey. Reverse the polarity. Find the signal redirector. I couldn't find that to save my life. I done like 3 laps of this place.
While leaving Skethamore, I also ran into another trader which netted me a trophy.
Hey, mate traits. Find 5 traders in the quarantine zone. Let's go.
After reporting back, Sims tells us that he has an escape plan, but our ticket on board requires recovering a stolen radio part from the Druids of the Casterfell Woods. The Druids are Atomfall's cult faction who worship something called the Voice in the Soil, and their leader is none other than our third main character, Mother Jago. She may look friendly, but trust me, she's a hag. Still, for her questline, she asked us to retrieve a book from the Druid's castle ruins, and according to her, it's something not worth killing over. We made our way to the castle, where we 100% confirmed that these Druids were a fucked up cult.
What the fuck?
I then proceeded to sneak inside like a stealth archer and grab Mother Jago's book as well as the recipe to her jungle juice potion. After returning her book, Mother Jago then asked us to make an offering inside the speaking cave.
What the fuck is that?
We were able to knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, as in this cave we could also grab Captain Sims' radio part, and with it secured, that completes his entire quest line and unlocks his ending. For Mother Jago's ending, the last item we needed was a growth stimulant, which we could find in the medical tunnels in the interchange. To unlock this area, we first needed to power up Data Store Alpha, which of course requires an atomic battery. And lucky for us, our good old pal, the Vicar, may God rest his soul, actually left one of these behind for us in a chest, which meant that all we had to do was sneak inside the interchange and power it up.
That was a setup, bro. That was a fucking setup.
After eventually making it into Data Store Alpha, we found out that it was riddled with infection, and going inside was certain death. Thankfully, because we picked up Mother Jago's jungle juice recipe, we were able to give ourselves a short resistance to the infection, which allowed us to sprint in and quickly power it up.
Hey, Alpha. Power up Data Store Alpha. There we go.
We could now make our way toward medical, which of course was filled with infected zombies.
All right, This is gonna be a pain.
These things are called ferals, and on veteran difficulty, they hit like a truck. But trust me, they are nothing in comparison to these fuckers. These are thralls, which are essentially infected scientists which seem to have infinite health. In fact, they have so much health that by killing just one of them, the game thought I had dealt enough damage to kill 6 enemies.
Oh, target practice. Get 6 kills with a mark. 6 revolver with that. Oh, he's back.
After literally 15 deaths to these things, I eventually cleared medical where I was able to find a church cellar key. This would unlock a secret lab where I could find another main character, Dr. Holder. He was one of the original scientists who was studying at a location called the Oberon dig site, which is where he says the infection called blue growth stemmed from. He himself actually got infected, but was able to invent an inoculant which keeps his symptoms at bay. And cause he's a good bloke, he also gave it to us. His plan is to destroy this Oberon dig site by poisoning it, and ask us to head back into the medical tunnels to grab something called Sample 1. Doing so tragically meant that we had to go through more of these guys.
Bro, look at him stand there unfazed. Holy shit.
After several more deaths, we continued searching through medical, where we were able to pick up quite a few collectible trophies.
Oh, we want information. What's that? Read 50 notes in the quarantine zone. Hey, radiophonic. Find 5 audio logs. We are getting so many trophies down here. Holy shit.
Shortly after this, we were able to grab the Sample 1 for Dr. Holder, as well as the growth stimulant for Mother Jago, which completes both of their quest lines, unlocking their endings. This meant that we were now ready to power up data stores B, C, and D. But firstly, we needed to get 3 more atomic batteries. We could get our hands on 2 of them by trading with Molly and a girl named Nora in Skethamore. In the final one, we were able to loot off a broken down robot. Whilst doing this, we also managed to knock out 2 other trophies. Homemade for finding and learning 10 recipes, and ornamental for running around Wyndham Village and punching a heap of gnomes. With those out of the way, we could then power up data stores Charlie, Delta, and finally Bravo.
Bang, Bravo. There we go. Power up data store Bravo. That should be all of them done now.
Now that we had those other 3 quest lines finished, we could finally return to the Skethamore prison and free Dr. Garrow, which I immediately regretted, as soon as she was released, she sprinted right for the interchange and locked the door behind her. To top it off, as soon as we met up with her in the interchange, she was like, "Oh yeah, cheers for freeing me from prison. Now, can you go down to my old robotics lab, you know, the one filled with literal walking death machines, and go grab my research notes?" The fucking audacity on this woman. I will say a silver lining is that while we were down here, we did manage to use our signal redirector to unlock a heap of doors, which did end up earning us a trophy.
Hey, burglar. Use the signal redirector to unlock 5 doors. Very nice.
After grabbing her notes and deleting all the files on Oberon, we successfully completed her questline and unlocked her ending, meaning that we could finally activate the central processing unit in the interchange, which gives us access to the Oberon site.
Hey, Oberon. Gain access to the Oberon site.
We could then take this shuttle and make our way into the Windscale plant, which leads us to the Oberon dig site. Getting there can be a bit of a struggle considering the entire place is filled with infected and thralls, but we did manage to get through, and whilst doing so, we were able to pick up our 10th comic, which netted us a trophy.
Bang. Avid collector. That is for collecting all of the comics.
Before long, we reached the dig site, and this is where we need to make our master save, as the actions that we take here will directly impact which endings we can achieve. With the save made, we decided to tackle our first ending, Dr. Garrow. For her, we needed to extract a piece of Oberon from the dig site, and then meet up with her in a robotics lab.
Hey, back door. There is the ending for Dr. Garrow. Well. There we go, that's ending number 1.
The next ending we tackled was actually a character we hadn't met yet, Joyce Tanner. She's been hanging out in Data Store C, and for her ending, we needed to activate 3 radio towers around the map. After doing so, she likewise wanted us to collect a sample of Oberon for her, but this time, she also asked that we detonate the site and pull the self-destruct lever, blowing up Oberon in the process. Doing so really pisses off the druids, and causes them to attack us as we try to leave. Because of this, we had the perfect opportunity to snag a trophy for blowing up 5 enemies at once. We then were able to meet up with Joyce in the Casterfell Woods and escape.
Excellent.
Bang! Emergency extraction. What?
Sorry about that.
Oh my god, what?
My friends just want a little chat first.
What the hell just happened there? Backstabbing, bitch!
Yeah, so as it turns out, Joyce is actually a commie bastard. Yeah, that's right, she's a Russian spy, meaning that more than likely, we're gonna wake up in a Siberian gulag. Captain Sims was next, and after giving him the radio part and blowing up Oberon, we were able to evacuate the quarantine zone with him in Skethamall.
Operation Atomfall.
Next, we had Dr. Holder, which might just be my favorite ending, because, well, Dr. Garrow, yeah, I really don't like her that much, and...
Mandem, he just popped her. He just popped their brains.
Instead of blowing up Oberon, Holder asked us to poison it using the poison sample 1 that we retrieved for him, and after doing so, we could meet him in the medical tunnels and escape.
Bang. Oubliette. I don't know how to pronounce it. Oublet. Oublet.
It was time for the culty witch herself, Mother Jago. Similarly to Holder, we need to release a sample over the dig site, but for her, it's the growth stimulant which makes Oberon and the blue growth spread like crazy. From here, we could then meet up with her in the castle ruins, where our exit is apparently a long walk off a short cliff.
Gonna jump down there. Bitch. Haha! Cha-ching! At one with the soil. Escape the quarantine zone. Well, we didn't actually escape with it because we put a bullet in her head. But there's the trophy.
The final main story ending is none other than the telemarketer himself, the operator on the phone. And what we need to do for him should be pretty obvious, because the prick has been pretty incessant about it since day 1. After self-destructing, we get one final phone call telling us to go back to where it all started.
Do you require the operator? You just got gassed by the phone.
That is all the base game endings complete, but we aren't even close to being done, as it was time to tackle the Red Strain DLC. Our plan for the DLC is to not only 100% its own trophies, but to also clean up all the miscellaneous ones that we haven't got yet. And we were actually able to pick one up straight away, as whilst we were heading towards the DLC area, we encountered a group of outlaws, one of which was trying to throw a Molotov at us, and for killing him, we could grab the trophy caught red-handed. From here, we entered the Slate Mine Caves, where we were able to find a mysterious elevator which lets us travel to an unknown area. We would soon find out that this would be Staffel Crag, the brand new region in the Red Strain DLC. We start off at a train station, and here I was able to pull out my metal detector and find a few more loot caches. And as it turns out, we were actually able to dig up our 10th one, which earned us a trophy.
Bang, where there's muck, there's brass.
Right after this, we heard a mysterious voice over the PA, telling us to come to the train yard on the other side of the quarantine wall. And as this was the only lead that we had, I chose to follow it. On our way there, we got to meet a few of the locals, who have all been contaminated with what we can assume is the Red Strain, turning their skin red and making them extremely aggro.
Oh shit, that's a lot of fucking dudes, bro. They got wall hacks apparently too. It's a headshot. It's a headshot. 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 I'm out of bullets? Oh no. Oh, it's a headshot though. Woohoo! what, John Wick who?
Here I had the opportunity to pick up the trophy Make, Do and Mend, which we can get for upgrading a firearm to pristine condition. See, in Atomfall, weapons come in 3 rarities: pristine, stock, and rusty. By purchasing the gunsmith skill, we gain the ability to upgrade the rarity of our weapons, and this can be quite expensive, as it costs 2 rusty to make 1 stock and 2 stock to make 1 pristine. But thankfully, we had just taken out 13 guys who were all using the Peerless SMG, which meant that we could craft a pristine one, no dramas.
Yes, there we go. Make, do, and mend. Courtesy of all these red blokes. Nice.
After a bit of signal redirecting, we were able to make our way through the quarantine wall and run all the way to the train yard to see if we can't find the guy on the PA. But instead, what we ended up finding was much worse.
Oh, not these guys. I'm out of bullets. What the fuck?
Yep, the red strain has not just contaminated villagers and soldiers, but also thralls and ferals. And honestly, this stuff might be laced with crystal meth because these guys move like crazy. After dying about 10 more times, I came to the conclusion that the person who asked me to come here was clearly trying to set me up and get me killed. So instead, I continued to explore where I ran into a robot. And I knew that this was the perfect opportunity to grab the trophy unplugged by extracting the atomic battery from its back.
Bang! Unplugged.
It also seemed that in Atomfall, no matter where you go, there is always one constant.
I can smell you.
I eventually reached a building called Core Command, and this is where the DLC truly kicks off.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
This is Dr. Gillian Spender, who is, well, a brain in a jar. But after plugging her into the command center, we find out that she is more than that. She is one of the lead scientists that worked in this region studying the red strain. To progress in the DLC, we need to track down her colleagues who are also brains, and hopefully by gathering them all, they are able to devise a plan to contain and deal with the red strain contaminant. Each time we unlock a new brain, we gain a higher clearance level and are able to access new areas. By doing this for the first time, we were able to grab ourselves a trophy.
Hey, there we go. Permission granted. Reach permission level 1 in test site Mariah. We've got this brain buddy.
I also decided to quickly grab 2 more miscellaneous ones whilst I was here. One for eating a Cornish pasty, a slice of cake, and a cup of tea. Then one for redirecting a thrown grenade with a cricket bat. And actually, a cheesy way to get this trophy is by throwing the grenade yourself, which is exactly what we did.
Bang! Hit for 6. It was a suicide mission, but it was worth it. Redirect a thrown grenade with a cricket bat.
We then proceeded to unlock our first area, Synaptics. And here we found a robot named Unit 45 who we can trade with. Honestly, I wish there was more friendly robots like this because all the other ones are assholes. But as it turns out, the robots weren't even the biggest threat here.
Whoa, 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 he's beating the shit out of me. Oh my, I just got the shit beat out of me, bro. What?
In the Red Strain DLC, we are introduced to synaptic units, which are pretty much super robots powered by brains. And by taking down our very first one, we were able to get the trophy for fully destroying a robot.
Oh, bang! Any old iron. Completely destroy a robot. There we go. This one had a brain, the poor bastard.
As it turns out, this guy was guarding Brain Numero Dos, who we were able to collect and plug back into the command center. But before leaving Synaptics, I decided to barter for the improved training stim recipe. Crafting this item gives us a consumable, which literally gives you skill points. And by using it, we had enough to buy our 12th skill.
Refer to manual.
The next area we chose to unlock was the Organics Lab, which might just be my least favorite area in the DLC because it is filled to the brim with these guys. Here we were able to find 2 more brains, one deep in the heart of the lab and another that we weren't able to access without the Mark II signal redirector. Luckily for us, after plugging the 3rd brain into the command center, we could unlock the flight engineering area, where we were able to find the schematics necessary to craft this upgrade. With this, we could go back to the organic lab, unlock the room, and pick up brain number 4. The Mark II signal redirector actually has multiple uses, as with it, we can actually hack the robots to fight on our side. And for the trophy new directive, we need a robot ally to destroy 5 enemies.
Robot, kill him! Yes!
Oh, he's cooking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. New directive. Have a reprogrammed robot ally destroy 5 enemies. Mate, he actually cooked there.
We then decided to go on a giant cleanup spree for miscellaneous trophies. Some included finding 5 buried lunchboxes, punching 10 gnomes in Staffel Crag, killing 10 enemies with thrown weapons, and powering up a robot using an atomic battery.
And there, batteries not included. Oh, fuck.
Next, we decided to go for a couple DLC trophies, which literally require us to beat the shit out of enemies with our fists. The first one, red-handed, we could get for simply killing a contaminated human in a fist fight.
I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. Red-handed. Kill a contaminated human in a fist fight. Yes, sir.
And then must kill, where we need to kill 3 enemies with our fists while having the red strain adaptation skill active. This skill actually buffs our melee abilities if we become contaminated, which made this trophy light work.
Come on. Yes, sir. Must kill. There we go. Pop his head. Kill 3 enemies with your fist while the red train adaptation skill is active.
There were 2 remaining DLC trophies we needed to grab before the endings. For Fight Amongst Yourself, we need to affect 6 enemies with red mist bombs in a short space of time. And a benefit of playing on the hardest difficulty is that the enemy population is increased. But of course, the caveat with that is that they are also way stronger, aggressive, and just fucking annoying. Getting all the enemies to gather in a small cluster was equally as hard as staying alive, but after some trial and error, I devised a strategy to get this done. Training. More specifically, zombie training. I always knew that the hours I spent grinding Kino would amount to something, and that something came today. As by strategically dodging the enemy's bullets, they would eventually run out of ammo and be forced to chase us in melee combat. From here, we just needed to wait until we got 6 of them in a group, and voila, trophy.
Fight amongst yourselves. We have done it. Oh my god, that was hilarious. That was actually funny. Look at him go. Look at him.
For See How You Like It, we need to destroy 3 robots using salvaged robot weapons. We can pick up these weapons after learning the skill Salvage Robotics. Now, unfortunately, because I had quite literally killed every single robot in the DLC, I had to traverse all the way back to the robotics lab in the interchange to find our mechanical victims.
Bang! See how you like it. Destroy 3 robots using a salvaged robot weapon.
It was now time to finish the DLC story and get the 2 ending trophies. So far, we had collected 4 of the brains, and this is where we have to make a decision, as there are 2 brains remaining, but only 1 spot left in the command center. Ending number 1 had us side with Dr. King. He is one of the final 2 brains who, as it turns out, was the bloody tosser on the PA at the start of the DLC. You know, the one that tried to get me killed. And guess what? With his ending, he actually gets to succeed this time. He wants us to align some radio towers so that he can deorbit the space station and have it kamikaze crash into the quarantine zone, destroying everything in the process, including us.
There it is, collapsing the heavens. That is the Dr. Keen exit.
What's actually funny is that this ending might just be the better option out of the 2, as after grabbing brain number 6, Sergeant Terry, he and the 4 other brains have an escape plan of having us launch them into space. And after doing so, we get to join them. But the only way to do that is by becoming a brain in a jar.
My god. Creature of thoughts. There it is. There's the other ending to the DLC. Well, they're literally chopping our fucking brains out, by the way. Oh, that is a brutal ending, that one.
That is now the DLC 100% complete, as well as all the miscellaneous trophies cleaned up, meaning that all that stood between me and the Platinum Trophy was the speed run. That's right, for the trophy quick exit, we need to beat the game in under 5 hours. There are 3 key steps to speedrunning Atomfall. Step number 1, be a homicidal maniac. This is the most effective way to get atomic batteries, as by murdering Molly, Nora, and the Vicar, operator, we can loot their corpses and grab 3 atomic batteries, allowing us to quickly power up the interchange. Now, step number 2 is ignoring every character's wants and needs. We will not be partaking in any side quests nor helping anyone, as the fastest ending achievable is simply for blowing up Oberon and leaving with the telemarketer, which brings me to step number 3. We do not negotiate with terrorists. At no stage in this speedrun will I be taking any calls from the operator, as not only does this waste time, but it is also essential so we can get the trophy Not Expecting a Call, where we need to evac the quarantine zone without answering the phone. What is ideal is that the final call to achieve the ending doesn't actually count. So after going on a murderous killing spree, powering up the interchange, and then destroying Oberon, we could then return back to the spawn room and complete the speedrun in 1 hour and 1 minute. Not expecting a call, escape the quarantine zone without answering the telephone, a quick exit, which is the speedrun trophy, escape in under 5 hours, which means Pride of Britain, Atomfall's Platinum Trophy. Man, that was an experience. That was a journey. Don't forget that you can uncover all these mysteries and more by playing Atomfall and the Red Strand expansion today on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC by using my custom links in the description and pinned comments below. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you did, I'm sure you'll also like this one just here. And as always, guys, take care.